Man UTD transfer news. Next deal advances as Red Devils continue talks with Ruben Amorim. Target Manchester United still have work to do in the transfer market, despite adding Benjamin Sesko to their ranks and taking their spending past $200 million. For the summer, there is less than a week until the return of the Premier League, and Ruben Amorim will soon learn if his side have progressed over the summer. The Portuguese has a new front line at his disposal after a deal for Benjamin Sesko was confirmed, to add to recent additions Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha. Sesko was paraded to fans in advance of the club's final friendly against Fiorentina at Old Trafford. United did not manage to put in a remarkable display, but it signaled a landmark en route to the season beginning. There's still plenty left on Manchester United's summer to-do list. Rasmus Højlund made the squad for their latest match, but never left the bench, his absence adding fuel to the fire of speculation about his future. Meanwhile, the club continues to search for takers for Tyrell Malacia, Jadon Sancho, Antony, and Alejandro Garnacho. The Old Trafford hierarchy will no doubt welcome fresh transfer funds, but they also recognize that certain areas of the squad still need bolstering. A top-class midfielder would certainly be welcomed by new boss Ruben Amorim. With that in mind, Mirror Football rounds up the latest whispers from Manchester. Højlund, once defiant about staying and fighting for his place, is now softening his stance. The arrival of Benjamin Sesko has pushed him further down the pecking order, and after previously rejecting the idea of a return to RB Leipzig, the Dane is now more open to an exit. According to TalkSport, AC Milan have opened discussions with United over a loan deal with an option to buy, which could see the Red Devils take a substantial hit after paying over $70 million just 2 years ago. Elsewhere, Jadon Sancho is reportedly a late-window target for Atletico Madrid. Spanish outlet Fichajes claims Diego Simeone is keen to add pace and width to his side, and Sancho's direct style could fit perfectly with Atleti's counter-attacking approach. A move to Juventus once seemed imminent, but talk stalled, and Borussia Dortmund have resurfaced as a possible destination. In midfield, United have held fresh talks with the representatives of Brighton's Carlos Baleba, echoing the player first approach they used when securing Sesko. Contract details and salary expectations are under discussion, though negotiations with Brighton are yet to progress significantly. Baleba is said to be enthusiastic about the move, and personal terms are unlikely to be a stumbling block. Away from transfers, David De Gea's emotional return to Old Trafford stole the headlines during the 1-1 draw with Fiorentina. The Spanish goalkeeper, now with the Italian side, received a warm reception and a pre-match presentation from Bruno Fernandes. After the game, De Gea posted a heartfelt message on Instagram, calling United his home and thanking the fans for their unwavering support. The post quickly drew over 1 million likes, including one from Marcus Rashford, who recently joined Barcelona on loan, and warm comments from Fernandes, Diogo Dalot, and other ex-teammates. Barcelona later confirmed Rashford's loan deal, which runs until June 2026 and includes an option to buy. The contract signing took place in private, with club president Joan Laporta in attendance. Meanwhile, former United defender Mikael Silvestre has urged the club not to send Højlund away, even with Sesko's arrival. He warned that with Rashford gone and limited striking options, United should keep the Dane to maintain competition and depth. Finally, Newcastle are monitoring Baleba, but may be put off by Brighton's $100 million valuation. United remain keen, believing the 24-year-old could revolutionize Amorim's midfield. However, for Newcastle, a move of that scale appears unlikely, given recent setbacks in their own transfer pursuits, including missing out on Sesko, Onana, Martinez, Xerxes, full Manchester United injury report, and return timelines, ahead of crucial Arsenal showdown. The countdown is almost over. In less than a week, the roar of Old Trafford will return as Manchester United kick off their 2025-26 Premier League campaign. But as Ruben Amorim's side gears up for a high-stakes opener against Arsenal on Sunday, August 17th, the focus isn't solely on tactics, summer signings, or the return of competitive football. For United, one of the most pressing matters is the health and readiness of key players, including some of the team's biggest names. The Red Devils wrapped up a promising preseason run with a 1-1 draw against Serie A side Fiorentina at Old Trafford, a result that served both as a useful final test and a gentle reminder of the challenges ahead. While the match showcased flashes of sharpness from the new-look squad, it also highlighted an ongoing concern. Several important players were still missing from the action. From long-term absentees to stars nursing niggles, United's medical team has been working around the clock to get the squad in optimal shape for one of the most challenging opening fixtures they could face. Here's an in-depth look at the current injury situation, including updates on Lisandro Martinez, Noussair Mazraoui, Joshua Zirkzee, and Andre Onana, plus realistic timelines for when supporters might expect to see them back in the famous red shirt. Lisandro Martinez, the long road back from cruciate ligament. Martinez's injury story is one that United fans know all too well. The Argentine center-back, a warrior in every sense of the word, has not played a competitive match since sustaining a serious cruciate knee ligament injury back in February. That blow came during a crucial stage of last season and forced the defender into a lengthy recovery process. Manager Ruben Amorim, speaking shortly after the injury was confirmed, described the situation as difficult and openly admitted there was no clear timeline at the time. "Licha is a difficult situation," he said back in February. "He's going to be out for a while. We don't know the extent of the injury, but it's one that will take time." Those words proved prophetic. While Martinez has been a visible presence around the training ground and even joined up with the squad for parts of preseason, his participation has been limited to non-contact work. United fans were treated to encouraging glimpses of him in club training videos, but Amorim and the medical staff have been careful not to rush his return. The risk of recurrence with cruciate injuries is high, and Martinez's style, combative, aggressive, and reliant on explosive movement, demands a fully confident and robust recovery. It remains unclear whether the Arsenal clash will come too soon. Even if he is past fit, Amorim may decide against starting him in such a high-intensity encounter, preferring to integrate him gradually through controlled minutes. Noussair Mazraoui, a mystery. Timeline. Mazraoui's situation is less severe, but equally uncertain. The Moroccan fullback featured in United's first preseason fixture against Leeds United in Stockholm, starting brightly before being withdrawn at half-time as a precaution due to a knock. Since then, his preseason has been stop-start. He was last spotted in a first-team training session roughly 2 weeks ago, but hasn't been pictured with the group since. Amorim has not publicly specified the nature of his injury, which suggests it may be a minor issue being managed conservatively. The silence has left fans guessing. With Mazraoui capable of operating both as a traditional right-back and an inverted full-back stepping into midfield, his absence has forced Amorim to reshuffle during friendlies. Whether he returns in time for Arsenal could depend on his ability to rejoin full-contact training in the next few days. Joshua Zirkzee, the attacker. Racing the clock, Zirkzee's preseason absence is one of the more frustrating storylines for United supporters eager to see their new-look attack in full flow. The Dutch forward hasn't played a single minute in the warm-up matches due to an injury picked up before the squad even left for their U.S. tour. Interestingly, he still traveled to the States with his teammates, a sign that his issue, while troublesome, wasn't severe enough to prevent him from working closely with the medical and coaching staff. Despite not taking part in group sessions during the trip, he has been steadily building fitness. There was a burst of optimism last week when Zirkzee was pictured at Carrington participating in training alongside the rest of the squad. His movement appeared fluid, and his involvement in drills suggested he was edging closer to a return. Yet his omission from the Fiorentina game